You know what I didn't like in the last one?
Yes.
When I clicked on somewhere between here, the player actually ran away off to the side.
Oh, because you clicked between the
the bits. So what I want to do is, yes, we're going to get the level version drop down list going, but what we're also going to do is make it so that if you have to enter analytics mode. So A to enter analytics mode, and at that point, everything else will just pause. So to do that, let's go into our game code, analytics manager. I don't know why I came to analytics manager. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I want to go to level manager. And inside of this, we'll add another state to our level manager and call it analytics. Now we'll come down to our switch statement in our update and say case, case level state manager dot analytics, just do nothing, just break, go away.
Should we call it pause then?
Pause?
That's right.
No, I don't. That's an interesting one. If you were going to, if this was a much proper game, then you would pause and have a pause mode. Yes, because then that would pull up like a different pause menu. This is going to bring up the analytics mode.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Then what we're going to do is look into. I don't want the player to be able to move. If it's in analytics mode. So inside of the player's update, here we'll just say if level manager dot instance dot state is equal to level manager blah 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 analytics, then we'll just return. And we'll take this into the enemy as well.
Yep.
Enemy just happens to be open. How convenient. And now we can go back to analytics display, and instead of all of these magic buttons, we can get rid of them all and say,
oh yeah, we don't need them.
If input.get key down is keycode.a, then we can say level manager, level manager dot instance dot state. I got a set state. We can then say set the state to analytics. Done. What we also want to do is make the UI appear, and let's do some other things. So instead of just putting some stuff here to say, look, what we're going to need to do is go in enter analytics mode. Then we're going to need to populate level versions and make the UI appear.
Okay.
So if we're going to need all of these things to happen, we may as well just move this into its own method. And we'll call this setup analytics mode.
Initiate.
Initiate the analytics system.
Yes. I like it.
Great.
I like it.
So first off, we enter analytics mode. Then we're going to make the UI appear instead of populating the level versions. So that, because if you're populating level versions, it's going to have to make a web call somewhere. And if that happens to be doing that initial spin up time, then you're just kind of be like, and the UI, when's it going to appear?
But at least you can see the buttons, so you can see that they're loading or something.
Yeah, and then we can make the drop down list say loading or something. So, all right,
cool.
Make the UI appear. To make the UI appear, we are going to need to have a reference to the analytics menu attached to this.
Yep.
We'll also need to have a reference to the drop down list associated with this as well. So in here, let's put a public drop down. Why don't I have access to drop down? Because that is in the using Unity Engine UI. There it is. Delist level versions and public game object. This is, what's it called? It's the UI.
UI things.
Analytics menu. That was a really hard one to think about. I don't know why. All right, so we are going to make the UI appear, and then we can do stuff to that drop-down list. So
cool.
to make the UI appear, we'll come back into Unity, go to Analytics Manager, and it's asking here for an analytics menu. So I will drag, we'll call this one analytics menu. And
Analytics.
analytics. Yeah, analytics.
Analytics menu.
Analytics. Something Kaylee would say. I got the analytics.
Analytics.
Thanks, Kaylee. All right, so we're going to put the menu as a sub-object of Analytics Manager. The Analytics menu can then go into Analytics menu, and the drop-down list level versions can go into the drop-down list of level version. Come on, mouse. Come on, mouse. There it goes.
I wonder why that happens.
Because Kaylee threw her milk on my keyboard a while ago.
Oh.
Yeah. All the keys still work. It's just the mouse sometimes goes and thinks about life. Okay, so now that we've made all those changes, we can press apply because that applies it to the Analytics Manager prefab, which now means we can go to other levels and they'll already have the menu set up nicely as well. So nice and handy. Okay, so the other thing is that you'll notice that the drop-down list is not a game object. It's of class. It's of type drop-down. So that's because I don't want to have to go game objects.get component. Get component of drop-down. I can just say, hey, it's a drop-down. That goes, oh, it's a drop-down.
Oh, okay. That means nothing to me, but okay. I get it.
Take my word that it's great.
All right, good.
I'll show you in a second.
All right.
Okay, so make the UI appear. We go analytics menu dot set active. Because it's a game object, we have access to this one, and we can say true. Whoops.
What do you mean set active?
Set active because by default it is already active. So we can make it inactive.
Oh.
So if it, whoops.
That's actually way easier than I even thought it would be.
So now if we come here and we
Seems to be a theme.
Unity is really good, man. Unity is really good. So now we can see here we're not in analytics mode, so we can run around and then we'll press A and everything is paused. I actually aim to be running over here. When I pressed A, everything popped up. Cool. So the next thing we have to do is worry about these level versions. Option A, B, and C. We want them to be something else. We want them to be populated from a web call.
Cool.
But now that we've said populated from a web call, I'm thinking, did we actually put get level versions inside of our web API?
Yes, we did.
We did?
I think, maybe.
Let's find out. Go to 3D Bars Game Analytics API. I should have had this one preloaded. But no. No, I didn't. Go gadget. There it goes. Collapse everything. Oh yeah, we had get level versions.
Yeah.
Cool.
Off the level name, yeah.
Of the level name, yes. Okay, great. That means we can just call this one and it'll be there.
Good.
Hooray!
Good.
Let's move on to doing that. So populate the level versions. We want to start this one off by saying whatever is currently in that drop-down list, clear it out. So dlist level versions dot clear options. What?
Does so much stuff.
Nick's mind is blown. And because this is the very first time that we're doing something to it, well, not the very first time we're doing something, because we've now called it and said be empty, and now we're going to make a web call. We want to have something on the UI show up to say, hey, I'm doing it.
Okay.
So we'll just put .level versions .add options. Now it's just a list of string. Hang on, I don't want drop down option data. I just want a list of string. And we'll make this one say that it is loading.
Oh. Reticulating splines.
We could do that, but I'm going to leave it as loading versions. Do you want to put reticulating splines?
I don't care.
I know that. I can't remember what it's from.
I think it's SimCity.
Fair enough.
I think.
What do we want to do? Let's make the web call. And if we're going to make a web call, let's just steal the code that we did from somewhere else.
The Sims?
I know I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it a lot.
Yeah,
from somewhere.
It's very reticulating splines.
This is what I'm trying to find. Give me this. Here. We want to go to the web API endpoint.
Yep.
The one that we want to call is get
versions.
Level versions.
Is it get level versions or get versions?
I reckon it's get level
I
versions.
think you're probably right.
Get level versions, and it's level name. which means it's going to have a level name. Yes, that's all it needs. So the endpoint, the method, and the level that we're currently on.
Yep.
Cool. Come on, mouse. There it goes. That gives us the full URL that we need to go and talk to. Then it's going to make our API call. Now, we don't want this one to be a coroutine.
Why?
Can I just stop there and wait? No, hang on. What am I talking about? No, it needs to be a coroutine.
Yeah, otherwise...
Yeah. Otherwise, it's not going to go anywhere. Fool.
Plus, also, wouldn't the UI just be frozen?
Yeah. Sorry,
Anyway,
my mistake. I don't know what I was thinking there.
Let's do it.
Okay, so get player path by distance needs to be get level versions. No, not woo. Whoa.
Whoa.
What was I thinking before? I'm trying to think about it. Start code. Oh, well, hang on. You. Which means I need this entire thing here. Grr. So stealing a different web call. I couldn't remember what return type I needed. It was the enumerator. And then we'll call this one get level versions. This is not going to return, I say, list of API wrapper player path by clicks. This is going to return us a JSON result, which really just has level name and level version inside of it.
Yep.
So copy these two, come back here. Right? We do, and to deserialize it, we are going to need to have another class available to deserialize to. Yep. Inside of our models, we'll call it API models. And let's just stick it in here with the other ones.
Yep, let's do it.
That is what I was thinking. Yeah. Nick's doing the Shia LaBeouf thing. Just do it. Level versions. What should we call this? Level versions is a bit weird. UI level versions. I just want to put an underscore in there just to annoy you.
You like your underscores.
I'll get rid of it. What would you call it, Nick?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Let's keep UI.
Public string. What am I doing? I just take these two. Shouldn't be so fun tormenting you.
Serializable.
Thank you. I was thinking earlier before we got onto the Shia LaBeouf thing. Don't forget the serializable. Don't forget the serializable.
I was thinking that too because I was like, I just remember like wasting so much time.
Okay, awesome. So now we want to do the get level versions. It's not going to be called data player path by clicks. We'll call it data level versions.
Yeah.
JSON utility is going to return us level.
Oh, you need the API.
UI level versions.
You need the API wrapper, don't you?
Don't need the API wrapper.
Oh.
No, the API wrapper. Wait, where did it go? API models. Min max list data.
I think we'll still need it in the data thing, because I think we.
No, we went for our own JSON return.
Oh, okay. One. Oh, right. Okay. Cool. Oh, right, because it's not a list.
Correct.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Where is the one I was on? Analytics display. There we go. So now it should do stuff with itself. So let's say set up. What are you giving at now?
Nothing.
Not that type of do stuff with itself, Nick. Set up Analytics UI. Drop down list. Populate level versions. And that should pass in data level versions.
Yep.
Which means this can now go private void set up Analytics UI and pass in itself a UI level versions, which you can call data.
I like that.
Data. Oh, okay, hang on. So we called it initiate the analytics system, and now we're switching over to set up Analytics UI. It's a bit of a weird name change.
Oh, we call it.
So initiate the analytics system.
Oh my god.
Populate level versions. Good. I got another underscore. Yeah, yes.
Right, we'll give you that one.
Okay, cool. So now, finally, with this, we should be able to make our drop-down list level versions dot clear options, because currently it's got loading versions inside of it. We can get rid of that.
Yeah, and now put the new ones in.
And now we can put the new ones in. So let's go add options. Boom. List string. And inside of this, the list of strings that we would want to populate into this are the ones that we get from new level versions. So we should be able to go list of type string level versions is equal to data dot level version. Hang on, that's going to give us individual items. We need a list of these things.
What? For each? Oh.
It's only going to give us one, whereas the
No, it's not.
No, it's not?
Oh, it should be a list of level versions. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so we need to change the API model.
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Okay, so UI level versions.
No, that's correct. You just changed the public string level version to a public list. Sorry, just, yeah, make it a list.
No, it should be a list of these.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to go and check that out now. So
I think you might be right.
This slash, what's our thing?
That means we do need to put it into the API wrapper.
Get level
versions.
Level name equal to level
1. API slash home slash API. Yep.
Slash home slash API slash home.
Oh yeah.
There we go. So this is a list. So we would need to have a wrapper object to get access to these things, which means you were right in the first place. My mistake, sorry, Nick.
Yay.
Where were you correct?
Here, from Jason.
That part needs to be the API wrapper.
Yeah.
Yes. La 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 la. There. Okay. So now this is already a list of object, which we're going to say that object type should be UI versions.
Yep. And you can just change this to .data. Oh no, the call.
This one.
Yeah, .data.
That one. .data. Ah, yeah. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
And then you just make that
now
one a
you
list.
want to be a list of type that.
Yay.
Which gets us access to that, and now we can say data dot.
Just for each it or.
Yeah, easy enough. For loops, that one.
So do a union. Actually, maybe you can't.
A union?
Yes.
How'd that work?
You could.
I'm going to go with this one
let's
just to get it done.
This will be easier.
Level. Where is
just
it?
data.
Data.
Data.length.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, yeah. Whoops.
Oh, wait, we're doing a normal for. We should be doing a for each.
No, I don't want to do a for each in Uni.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned this before.
Count.
There. Okay. I think we need. Yeah, okay, no, cool.
So now with that one, we can put there and go, hooray, that should be passing us data I dot, there's what I'm looking for, level version.
Done.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
Rightio, so let's just quickly double check all this is happening. We press A to initiate the analytics system. That tells the level manager that it should now be in analytics mode, that we should make the UI appear.
Yep.
The drop-down list should empty itself of the default ones and then say loading versions.
Yep.
We should then make a web call off to go and get those level versions.
Yep.
Which will then means that we'll call get level versions of blah, 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 which will then go into a holding pattern until it gets those level versions. Then it will say populate the level versions. It'll clear out the retrieving and then fill in what we actually have. Okay. This should work.
Oops.
Bong. Press play. Press A. Loading level versions. And we have an exception.
Jason must represent an object type. Oh, we need to wrap the thing. Oh, no,
we didn't actually do it that way. So, no, we don't need to do another deploy. We don't need to. We could do another deploy and have all of our things.
No, we can't do just a list because it's not serializable.
What's not serializable?
Well, what it's saying is like it wants API wrapper to be a list instead. You know?
Oh, because it didn't need to have a type over the whole thing.
Yeah, we need to redeploy the back the API.
Yeah, we do need to redeploy the API. Oh my goodness, another type. Okay, cool. So let's finish this video here. Everything in Unity is ready to... So what Nick is referring to here is this part.
This is an anonymous list.
This needs to have a type against it, because we did talk about that earlier to say if you're going to serialize an object in Unity, it needs to know what it's going to serialize it to, even if it's a default thing. Great, let's finish this one, and we'll see you all in the next video.